You've almost certainly tried a bit of alcohol before you were old enough, and probably noticed that it tasted harsh. Not rich, not smooth. Yet adults sip it slowly and even claim to enjoy it. Why? Psychology says the taste of alcohol actually reveals something deeper about how the brain develops and how experience reshapes perception. Let's break down what's really happening. First, your brain rejects bitterness. Children are more sensitive to bitter compounds than adults. From an evolutionary standpoint, bitterness often signals poison. A child's sensory system is tuned to detect threats quickly. Taste receptors fire stronger. The alarm is louder. Another point is that alcohol contains ethanol, a naturally bitter chemical. To a young brain, that sharpness is a warning. But over time, the sensitivity decreases. What tastes strange at 12 can feel complex at 30. Second, associative learning. Flavor and taste are often tied to experience. The brain links sensations with environments. Adults usually drink alcohol at dinners, celebrations, and social events. Drinking alcohol puts them back in exciting and fun environments. A kid doesn't have those associations. Without context, the brain judges only the raw sensation. And raw ethanol is dry, bitter, and burning. Third, lack of sensory development. There's also a cognitive component. As the brain matures, adults can detect subtle notes of flavor: oak, vanilla, and fruit. Whiskey drinkers might notice caramel or toasted wood. These aren't imaginary. Once your brain stops focusing on the burning, other elements become noticeable. Fourth, identity shapes taste. There's also a subtle identity factor. As people grow older, certain tastes become symbolic. Coffee, dark chocolate, alcohol. These are often framed as adult flavors, and enjoying them can signal adulthood. Psychologists call this social identity reinforcement, adopting preferences that align with the desired self-image. As a child, there's no identity reward attached, and no incentive to override discomfort. Fifth, kids prioritize sweetness. Children have a natural preference for sweetness. It's linked to growth and energy needs. Sugars are loaded with calories, the perfect fuel for development. Alcohol offers no sweetness signal in its pure form. It's dry and sometimes smoky or acidic. In fact, alcohol doesn't just taste bitter. It activates pain receptors in the mouth and throat, specifically TRPV1 receptors, the same ones triggered by spicy food. To a more sensitive system, that burn feels intense. Adults still feel it. They've just learned to categorize it differently, as warmth instead of irritation. So, now you know why alcohol tastes weird as a kid. A developing brain responds to bitterness and unfamiliarity exactly the way it's designed to. Over time, identity reshapes the taste. Eventually, the strangeness becomes normal. But that first reaction, why would anyone drink this? That's the brain doing its job.